Hey everybody. Hey, sorry. Took me a minute to figure out how to get rid of that video. How's everybody doing tonight? So I know I usually do like a live premiere on a Wednesday night and we chit chat in the chat room. Uh Last week I think I went live on Wednesday night and well I need to pay for my watermarks to be gone out of my video program again. And I'm just kind of waiting to space it out from a different subscription. So I just figure live stream because I'm paying for this too. So we'll just hang out. Oh, sorry. So we'll just hang out and do a little something fun tonight. I wanted to get together and build a Paramount Scares Volume 3 box. I kind of came up with the idea in a group chat that I'm in with some of my friends. And you guys, I see you guys right here popping up on the screen. Some of you guys are right here in the chat. Corey, Johnny, Tiana, you guys were all part of this whole idea that I kind of came up with because I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but I said, I want my Volume 3. And you know what? Nothing's stopping me from making a Volume 3, right? Um, if they're not going to give it to us, we'll make it our own. So let me pop in here real quick. See the chat. What's here on the screen is a little far behind, so we'll hold off on that, and we'll just pull up individuals real quick. We got Johnny in here. What's up, cool kids? What is up, Johnny? Hope you're doing well tonight, my friend. We got Jace Christian. I believe this is Van Ghoul, just from the screen icon, like your picture, profile picture. Sorry, I'm gonna try to talk loud enough over the rain. It just started raining really heavy here. We got Corey in here. Yep, I was just talking about you too. How's it going, my friend? We got Gory Tiger. How's it going, Gory? Hope you're doing well tonight. Thanks for popping in. Scolder, I'm on at a good time for you to be able to pop in and say hey. So I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm going live, at a time that you can join in. So welcome in, my friend. Some more highs. We got Joel saying hi to other people in the chat. Hi, Joel. Everyone, please go. Actually, just go check out everybody. I think everybody that I've pulled up so far has a YouTube channel. Definitely go check them out. Everybody that's in chat. If you see them in the chat, go find them on Facebook. I mean, Facebook. Here on YouTube. They got a YouTube. They might have a Facebook too. Hell, I don't know. That's more highs back and forth. Oh, we got Mom in here. How's it going, Mom? Oh, looks like that rain cooled down. Okay, I was pretty sure you were Ben Ghoul. I was pretty sure. They're doing that whole @ symbol now. I thought maybe my channel wouldn't get that because it wasn't like that last weekend, but it is now. So luckily, I always kept my @ symbol and my username the same. So thanks for popping in, everybody. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of get on here. Thought it'd be fun to just talk about Paramount Scares a little bit. They did these really awesome, like boutique style collector's edition box sets, almost in line of what like Sony did with the Columbia Pictures box sets. And they just threw in some really good horror movies that they own. This set had 5 movies. The second set had 4 movies. And they just put different random. It seems like they put random movies throughout their catalog in the boxes because no same franchise is in either 2 box, and they do weird things. But you guys can go look these up. Most collectors have talked about these hand over fist 100 times on their channels probably. because this was in 2023 and this one was last year in 2024. So most of us that got these two box sets assumed we were getting volume 3 in 2025. Well, here we are at the end of October 2025, and we did not get the Paramount Scares Volume 3 set. Personally, I'm a little disappointed in it because these were really nice sets for horror fans. And I thought that it would be nice to get a Volume 3. We have a red set and a green set. They could have done like a blue set. And we'll get into that a little bit too, because there is a franchise that I did not put in here, but I don't think. I don't think it needs to be because they already have individuals. And we'll get into that in a little bit too. Let's see. Hey, Stacy, how's it going? A new set for Face Off? Yeah, I actually like what Kino Lorber did with it. I mean, they made it look nice and threw in some nice special features. What are the movies in the Paramount Scares 2 set? Okay, so the ones that are in the part 2 are Friday the 13th part 2, Orphan First Kill. Man, I'm having a hard time remembering. Breakdown and World War Z. That's right, World War Z. Nice set. So this set right here actually proves, well, actually both sets, because the first set as well, they both prove that the volume 3 could have a movie in it that already has a 4K. So keep that in mind when we go to start setting this up, because I was trying to be wary of that, and then I thought both sets had movies that you could get individually before the set came out. So, and now most of these are actually coming out individually soon. So, yeah, I like the sets too. That's why I was a little disappointed we didn't get a volume 3 this year. I thought it was par for the course. So I say we'll hang out. I'll throw in my hat for my 4 or so. There might be a few honorable mentions. Oh, yeah, we won't miss your name now, Van Gogh. All right. So, with that in mind, we're going to jump right into this. This has a couple different 4Ks. This is actually one of my all format editions because Paramount was the company that did the all format edition. And if you guys don't remember those, I talked about them on my channel like over a year ago, and now there's like bigger YouTubers talking about them now and getting so much traction on their channel. I'm not really sure. Well, I didn't get no traction when I was talking about it over a year ago, because you guys know, for me as a collector, I'm a lot about bang for buck. So they brought this movie out in their all format edition, as well as a standard 4K slip, and I think there might even be a steelbook. But we got Shutter Island. I think that if we got a part 3, a volume 3, Shutter Island would be a great way to start off the box set. You got a psychological thriller that has a lot of horror adjacent scares and things going on in it. This is just one of my favorite movies of all time. And like I said, I'd rebuy the box set even though I have the movie here on 4K. Just having this movie in a set with like a new slip cover that kind of matched that whole set, this movie being packaged in that set would be a sell for me. This is a classic, in my opinion, Martin Scorsese film. At least at this point, classic. We're getting close to 20 years on this. Um, we're at 20. We're at 15 years right now. So at 15 years, I think you can call a film a classic, especially when it holds up as well as Shutter Island. So what do you guys think? What are you guys thinking in here? Because I see some people chatting about it. Mount Rushmore of De Niro performances. Meet the Parents is up there. I like De Niro, and he's funny. So Bad Grandpa as well. In terms of more serious, maybe Casino is up there. And I like the movie. What is that one that he's in? I can't remember the name of it. He's in it with Al Pacino. So if you guys can remember that, it's a little newer for a Robert De Niro Al Pacino film, but I like that one, and that's in my Rushmores. Now remember, since Breakdown was included in Series 2, we can add thrillers in Set 3. Oh, I know. That's why I kind of started off with a psychological thriller. And it might all be mainly thrillers tonight. I I'm kind of I'm trying to rebuild what I felt like their box sets kind of were, having like thrillers with some horror along with some franchise, because they have a little bit of all that within Paramount, you know. Uh, Rush Hour. I mean, I like Jackie Chan in both. But if I have to choose Chris Tucker over Owen Wilson, it's always Chris Tucker. Yes, thank you, Corey. Yeah, Shutter Island. It's a great one. Yes, yeah. I like it. Yes, Heat. Heat. That's another one. Righteous Kill was the one that was on the tip of my tongue, though. Yes, I actually really like Righteous Kill. I know that is a hot take for big fans of De Niro and Pacino, but I like Righteous Kill. And yes, Heat is on the Rushmore as well. So I'm gonna have to figure out which one to take off there, because I think I mentioned five now. So we'll have to take off one of the more serious ones, because I really like De Niro funny. So I'm not taking Bad Grandpa or Meet the Parents off of that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Righteous Kill. It's good. Like I said, I felt like some people didn't really like it, but you know, yeah. And that's what I say. So, we could make this set like blue, and we're talking Paramount. So I'm gonna go ahead and spoil right now. My set does not have a Scream movie in it. But there is another franchise that is adjacent to Paramount that is blue. So that's why I think, we got our red set, we have our green set, let's get our blue set. Um, but Shutter Island has always been kind of, thematic in blue. So next up is another psychological thriller in a way. It's more of a how do I explain this without ruining the end? Um, it's more of I guess it's psychological thriller in a way. Yeah, well, they say nail biting thriller. Okay, so, but I think this fits the bill for crazy, off the wall, and even though it's PG-13, it actually has a lot of blood in it. Or I thought it had quite a bit of blood. And they even drop a nice big fuck bomb. We're like almost 20 minutes in. I can say that word right now. But we're going to go with The Uninvited. I actually just watched this movie after work today before the stream, because I wasn't sure if I had seen it or not. And I wanted to freshen up. I don't think I'd seen this. I got it at Orbit earlier this summer for like $5 or something, and wanted to check it out because it looked cool. Um, another big reason besides the fact that I like this film, I think it's good. Uh, it has the blood, everything, Another reason why I think it deserves to go to the set is because it doesn't have a 4K, and this is the newest version that they have that Paramount makes on the Blu-ray, and it's an MOD. The disc looks MOD. It doesn't have any branding on the Blu-ray case. It just says Blu-ray disc right here above the rating. And when you look on the back of the disc, it is a manufactured, made on demand Blu-ray disc. And that's how they sell this movie now. So I think it's time for this movie to get upgraded to a 4K, and maybe help preserve the film onto a pressed disc, maybe, because they haven't pressed this movie on disc since the, I think, unrated cut. Because I do believe there's an unrated Blu-ray. So they could bring it to 4K in this Paramount Scares Volume 3 set, and they could go ahead and give us the unrated and PG-13 cut all in one good set with all these special features. I mean, we have alternate ending, deleted scenes, and a documentary behind the scenes. So I think this would be a good one to throw into our set. And it being the uninvited, think of it kind of more mindy. So it kind of fits that spiritual kind of theme that I'm going for this box set as well. Also, I did not know this until I started watching it, but the stepmom in the movie, or soon to be stepmom, I can't recall. I don't think they were married yet, but let's just say the one playing the stepmom role, it's Elizabeth Banks. I kind of had no idea, and I literally just watched something else with her in it the other night too, and it was another horror movie. So Elizabeth Banks is in a lot more horror movies than I recall. It was one for one of my watch lists not that long ago, last week or so. But she pops up in it as the stepmom. There's nothing on here anywhere that says that she's in it, except for maybe in the credits. But I don't always look at the credits of the movie. I usually just read the back synopsis and we'll roll with it. Let's see. Oh, Corey, I love Midnight Run. That's one of my famous HD DVDs that I've watched so many times on HD DVD. I do have the Blu-ray, but I watched it so much on HD DVD at this point that I just haven't thrown it back into rotation to watch it again since I acquired the Shout Studios Blu-ray. But I'm actually a really big fan of Charles Grodin. Right? That's how you say his name. Yeah, right? Charles Grodin. Taking Care of Business, Midnight Run, uh, Beethoven. He's one of my favorites. I dig pretty much everything that guy's in. He's always a fun time. Okay, here are three: Friday the 13th 3, Fatal Attraction, and maybe My Beloved Valentine. I know Scream Factory has the 4K, but they may have lost the rights. Okay. Friday the 13th 3. I'm totally okay with that, Johnny, as long as they put the 3D Blu-ray in it too. And you knew I had to say that. You knew I had to say, hey, I'm fine with it as long as they put the 3D Blu-ray in there. The main reason why I don't think they will is because I think they're kind of scattershotting their IP a bit. I don't think they already did Friday the 13th 2, so I don't think they're gonna do 3, and I don't think they're gonna piecemeal Friday the 13th out in multiple different sets. I might be wrong, but I do dig your 3. Your 3 are good picks. But that's the reason why Friday the 13th Part 3 isn't in mine this evening, because I'd really like to get that new 3D. It just got pressed to 3D again from Turbine Media. So, hey, Holland. Now it's an official stream. How's it going, my friend? I hope you're doing well this evening. Got some highs. Would love Taking Care of Business watching along. You know what? I might actually do that. I might actually host a taking care of business watch along. I absolutely love taking care of business, and any reason that I can get on here and talk about taking care of business and promote and push for people to buy that Kino Lorber, the better. Taking care of business was one of my very first Kino Lorbers. And I didn't get it because it was a Kino Lorber. I got it because it was taking care of business. I didn't know what Kino Lorber was when I got it. But everyone should go buy it. What movie would you like to do a commentary for on DVD? Let me think about that for a minute. I'll have to come back to that. I don't know who Marley Matlin is. Okay. So, Johnny brought up franchise. And, Paramount has a couple of franchises. Oh, it is time for a rewatch, Johnny. Yes. Do you have Taken Care of Business? Have you obtained that Kino Blu-ray? It stays fairly full price in terms of, I think that the cheapest I've seen it on Amazon or the likes is like $17.99, which I still think is kind of pricey for like a Kino Blu-ray that came out. Ooh, I think it was in 2018 or 2019, maybe even 2017. So, but if you do have it, maybe we can do a watch along. You can just come sit and watch it with me. It's so fun. Really? He co-wrote? No way. Huh. Children of a Lesser God. Not sure I know what that one is either. But it's on the list. I know. I'm terrible, aren't I? I give you like all these movies you want to add to the list, So, if we're gonna go with a Paramount franchise, like I said, they have many of them. They have Scream. We're not gonna go with Scream because all of the Paramount Screams have their own individual 4Ks already, and I've already shot the load with the double dip, with it being Shutter Island. Shutter Island is the double dip of the box set. I'm only allowing one double dip in the box set, right? Just because if you get too many double dips, why buy the box set? I mean, I know why, but I'm trying to think from like a marketing perspective, right? And how I would do it. So the franchise that I think they would put in it, because they've already done Friday the 13th, their other really big franchise is a found footage franchise. And, well, I think found footage has its own deserved spot in horror now. And I think that it would be a good genre to make sure we put into the box set, right? So for volume 3, we're going to go with Paranormal Activity 3. And why am I going to go with 3? Well, because purely from marketing standpoint and selling standpoint, um, Paranormal Activity 3 is the highest rated audience-wise after number 1. Number 1, they could do on a 4K all by itself and sell. Obviously, they know that. They can sell Paranormal Activity 4K, Part 1 4K for probably $29.99 No second questions asked, right? These Paramount Scares box sets ended up going down to anywhere from 40 to 55, 45 to $55 each at one point, I believe. So you could obtain them both for not much more than what they could probably get out of a steelbook for a single movie. But they put in the highest rated one besides number one, and they put it in the box set, and there is a franchise that they own. So they're putting in their franchise. They're also putting in a genre that they haven't touched on very much in the first two box sets, because we don't have any found footage in either one of our first two. But Paramount has a good handful of found footage films. So that's why I say we go with Paranormal Activity 3. Sorry. Got a private message, and I just chuckled about it a little bit. I love it. You will be happy with it, my friend. You will be. It's an absolute gem of a movie. You let me know when you have it, and I will schedule a watch along, and you are invited to come and watch it with me. Even if it's just me and you that sit and watch it, um, we'll do it, man. Because I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. All right, so I'm not gonna go with 5 movies for this box set. I'm gonna go with 4 because I feel like they went with 4 in the volume 2 set because they were able to keep the price down. Oh, Corey, they're fun. If you see this right here, that little hand, that's actually that's actually the Paranormal Activity full series box set on Blu-ray. And that's the only way to get Next of Kin on Blu-ray. By itself, it was a DVD only release. Yeah, me too. That's such a funny scene, isn't it, Stacy? Live action Fox Robin Hood. Um, I'm not really good with actors' names, especially like newer actors. I can tell you that I would not want Tom Holland in it. I'm ready for a break from Tom Holland. He can be my Spider-Man, but he doesn't need to be anything else for a little while. And yes, Corey should most definitely get on watching some of the Paranormal Activity movies. They're really good. Yeah, I ended up getting the uh the Paranormal Activity. I ended up getting that for 33 or $36. Either way, I couldn't I couldn't complain because it was like it was about $5 a movie, and they're all there. Let's see here. My picks: Fire in the Sky, White Dog, Along Came a Spider, Apartment 7A, which Apartment 7A would be a good one because it has DVD only, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a sequel or prequel to Rosemary's Baby, right? The Temp, Pet Cemetery 2, which we've got Pet Cemetery 1, so 2 would be good. Switchback, Domestic Disturbance. Yes, okay, okay. All would be first time on 4K, which would be a good way to push a box. But I feel like they always throw a little bit of it's already on 4K in the box because they did it with both sets. Set one had Smile, it already had a 4K, a standalone 4K, and the second set had World War Z, which already had its own from Scream Factory. So I don't think they care all that much about making sure they're all new 4Ks. I don't think that's a way that they're trying to use as a selling point, sadly. Give Lakeview Terrace a special edition. Uh yeah, I like Lakeview Terrace. Let's do I think Lakeview Terrace fits well with Kino Lorber. So give it a nice Kino Lorber slipcover. Pet Cemetery 2 would be a nice addition since the first one was included in the with the first set. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, yeah. Scolder's in here tonight. He made it. That's I actually think $55 for the volume 2 set's a good deal. I mean, you get some great movies in it. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go with the 4 films for my box set, mainly because that's what they went with the second set, and that's because I think they do that to kind of keep the cost down because the cost the MSRP price for the volume 2 set was lower than the volume 1 set, but I seen the volume 1 set get to be a lower price on sale because it didn't move as much. And I think it was because it was a higher price and had the 5 films. So I'm going to close off my box set. Now, like I said, I'm going to have some honorable mentions when this is all said and done. And so far, nobody's mentioned either one of my honorable mentions yet, or my last one. So I think this would be a really good one in 4K. It is a new age um, body horror. And body horror is always fun to have in your box sets. That's always a good selling point, right? And we don't get a whole lot of newer body horror movies, but around this time there were a few. We had James Gunn making things like Slither and stuff like that, right? But we did have Paramount and DreamWorks coming together with a really good, gory, psychological body horror. It's not even a thriller. I mean, it is kind of thrillery-ish, but this is straight up horror, guys, and that is The Ruins. Come on. You can't tell me that if they said, "Hey, we're throwing The Ruins in to Paramount Volume 3. This is going to be the first time it's on 4K. We are not only bringing the unrated to 4K, we're also going to bring you the theatrical cut because it's actually really hard to find the Ruins theatrical cut on anything better than a DVD, and you still have to hunt that down a little bit too. So I think that would be a really nice way, even if even if they just put them both on the same disc and had them, kind of go between the two. But I think the Ruins would be a great way to cap off our box set. There's all kinds of crazy ass um, body horror in this, like the vines taking over the girl in the movie. Um, it's about the Mayan temples and stuff, and they run into some very crazy, unexpected things. I always just remember having such a fun time with this movie. And I don't think this one gets the love that it deserves. And maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe I'm not in the right uh, parts of the internet and talking to the right groups of people about their favorite horror movies. I just don't see this one coming up very often. And I dig it. Like I said, I think that a body horror movie for a Paramount Scares box set is a great idea. Um, we don't I don't did we have any body horror? I mean, I guess you could kinda say Friday the 13th is kind of body horror because you see, like, the mom's head and stuff. Um, yeah, I don't really think we get any body horror in anything. Smile had some body horror in it in, the volume 1 set. So I think that Ruins is a good a good way to, a good way to add in that body horror element to the box set, you know? Let's see, we got some more in here. Unlike Body Parts, think that was Paramount. It may have been. It may be Paramount. But yeah, like Johnny said, it just got a 4K from Kino, so it's probably not gonna be. Would you rather be partnered with Commando or Rambo? Um, Commando only because I think that Arnold would be more fun to hang out with. But if it was life or death, Rambo. Whoop whoop. What's up, TZ? Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, yeah. I knew it was you. I knew it was you. I could tell from your profile picture. We out here representing Swills Edition. Hashtag Spamily. Oh, Johnny, you do. You do. You do. Hey, if you buy it, we'll get that we'll get that third volume and they'll announce this movie on 4K in it. So go ahead and buy that Blu-ray, man. Uh, you won't be disappointed. I mean, it's a fun time for real. Like I really do dig it. Like I said, this is my ultimate like 4 film box set. Let's see if I can get that in there where you can see all of them. It's kind of hard to read, but that Paranormal Activity 3 right there. Um, I think this would be a great 4 film set. Now, there's other films that Paramount has in their catalog that could be yep, the Spamily logo. Um there are other films that could be kind of substituted, and I have a couple of those here. So these were some of my uh alternatives, or if they did a 5th film, they could do one of these two, and I think they would fit the bill pretty well. Let's go with this psychological thriller, Case 39. This is another supernatural thriller. So you could swap this out for any of these other 4. Like you could swap it out with just about any of them because they're all kind of psychological in a way. Um, maybe not Paranormal Activity 3, but the other 3 you could easily swap it out for this one, or you could add this one in and it kind of fits that whole psychological horror line pretty well for a volume 3 set. And I just don't see this one get talked about very much. And when it does, maybe people talk good about it. I don't really know. I recall really digging it when I seen it. Now, to be honest, I haven't seen it since I got the Blu-ray, and this is one that I got. This is one that I got back when it released. What was the year on this? 2010. Yeah. So I haven't seen this since I became a dad. What I will tell you is that I was a young dad when I watched this movie for the first time, and that really took its toll on making this more of a heavy hitting film for me. I do remember that much. I remember being like, damn, as a dad, that hits hard. Now, as a dad of whew, 17 years now, um, wow, this probably hits a little bit harder because it's about a caseworker that is looking for missing kids and whatnot. Besides that, I really don't want to ruin it, because I see Johnny is sitting here talking about, I was just looking it up the other day to see if it piqued my interest. I think you would dig it, Johnny. It's really fun. It's really fun. I do dig it. Like I said, this could be the fifth film if we were going to do 5 films in this set, or it could even replace any of the 3 that are not Paranormal Activity, because it kind of fits the same type of bill as any of those other ones. But I still think you would want to keep these 2 together, even in the box set, because you want to keep that body horror, you know. So, and another one that I think could be pretty interchangeable, and you could maybe even interchange it if you wanted to with Paranormal Activity, but I would say no, only because Paranormal Activity is the franchise hit of the box set, right? Their part 1 box set, the franchise hit was Smile. Smile has become a franchise for them at this point. They're already working on Smile 3. So, and they already knew they were working on Smile 2 when they made this box set. So Smile was like their franchise for box set 1. And box set 2, their franchise was Friday the 13th. So that's why I say Paranormal Activity 3 kind of has to stay in as this is a franchise. This is our franchise pick, because they have enough to be able to do that, right? So I'm trying to catch up here. Okay. Can the Prophecy movies be in their new set? They could be. I mean, they are Paramount, but I really dig the you can kind of see it right about there. Right about right there. That is the Prophecy trilogy on Vinegar Syndrome, and all Paramount would be doing is borrowing the Vinegar Syndrome discs, basically. So, I mean, they could, or you could just get the Prophecy set from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's amazing. They look great. The General's Daughter. I'm not gonna say I don't like it. If I seen it, I was so young I don't quite remember it. I know it had John Travolta in it, but that's about all I remember of it. Kind of off topic. That's okay. I don't mind. I like being off topic. That's my favorite place to go. um, just saw that Umbrella acquired the rights to the first 2 Hatchet movies and both collector movies. I sense. Ooh, ooh. I mean, Hatchet movies. Okay, yeah. I'd be more interested if they got all 3 Hatchet movies and maybe even Victor Crawley, just so we could get a really nice 4-film set, or even the trilogy. And I would say I'm excited about collector movies, but I don't think I've ever seen the second one. Let me double check, because I just got the second one and I don't remember. No, okay, so I've never seen the second one. I've never seen the collection. I have the collector. Um, I loved that movie. It was freaking awesome. But I just got the collection. Actually, Johnny, the last time we were hanging out. I think I got it. I may have got it from Bob. It may have been in Bob's stack. And I said, this one has to go home with me because I haven't seen it. He said, oh, then it must go home with you. Uh, because I know there's supposed to be a third one called The Collected if they ever make it. The Parallax View. I have not seen the Parallax View, but I will put that on my. Let me put that on my list here real quick. I do like getting new film recommendations. Not like I don't have enough in my room to watch, but I always like Parallax View. Warren Beatty. Okay, I dig Warren Beatty. Okay, cool. And I have access to be able to stream it. As much as I love physical media, I am still a proponent of using streaming to test drive films. Though you're probably right. I probably will like it. It's pretty high rated, and I'm even more forgiving on movies than most people. I mean, I love Star Wars. I'm gonna say Pulp Fiction Diner because I think it's gonna smell better. I think it's gonna smell like their really nice cooked food and their burgers and their bar food and stuff. And Star Wars Cantina is gonna smell like old alien ass because it's gonna have all those aliens in the bar and stuff and all that drinking. So I'm gonna go with that. There we go, Johnny. Okay. Does it have a Criterion 4K yet? Because I think unless unless they're gifted to me, because I'll always take a gift and I will never look a gift horse in the mouth, right? I think that's the right saying. I will never want to turn down or put my nose up to any kind of gift that someone would give me. So if someone gifts me a Criterion Blu-ray, I'm not gonna be like, "Ew, it's a Blu-ray and there's a 4K." I would never do that. But when I'm spending my hard-earned money on Criterions, I don't know if I'm gonna buy Blu-rays anymore unless I can find them used for like at least a couple dollars under 20. Because every time I buy a Criterion Blu-ray, the 4K gets announced, you know? And I'm still new enough. I say new enough to Criterion. I'm still new enough to Criterion that I can stay in just 4K format for the most part and still obtain amazing films from my collection. Uh, but yeah, my next Criterion purchase will be my 75th Criterion. So, or the next one that I add to my collection, whether I purchase it or I'm gifted it or whatever. My next Criterion will be number 75. So maybe Parallax View will be it. Maybe I'll make it Parallax View. Yes, the diner would be safer. It would be safer. And like I said, I think it would smell better. No 4K for that. I mean, like I said, if I could find it for, 15, 16, 17 bucks, because for like 17, that's what I can get them for at Orbit when they're used Blu-rays. And I don't mind that. But that's about as much as I really want to pay for a Criterion Blu-ray in 2025. Because they're definitely reusing their catalog right now, and that's okay for me because I'm still new to their catalog. Like I'm not one to complain about it. I'm just pointing out, well, the obvious, I feel. Nick of Time, What Lies Beneath Primal. Yeah, hey, those are all good ones for Paramount. Yeah. What Lies Beneath is one of my favorites. I don't have that film, but damn, do I need to get it. I need to add that one. I need to add What Lies Beneath, that Scream Factory 4K. I hope Freaky Friday sequel means good news for 3 Minute a Baby 3. That would be cool. I mean, Freaky Friday sequel did really good, box office wise and everything. So, ironically enough, Parallax is a Paramount title. Wouldn't surprise me if it gets Paramount Presents 4K release. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yo, Brad, what's up, man? How's it going, man? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in here, dude. Uh, so so another substitute one that you could do if you say you don't want paranormal activity doesn't quite stroke it right for you. Like I said, um I think that paranormal activity has to be somewhere in the box set for franchise purposes. But another one that I've watched recently, and it has some really cool parts, and I think it's kind of slept on. It made them money, so that's why I think Paramount would maybe do a 4K, but I don't think the film would sell as a standalone release. So it would have to be locked in a Paramount Scares box set. I think that's the only way this next one would sell, and that's why it's kind of a honorable mention, and that is The Devil Inside. Um, like a knockoff Exorcist inspired by true events, that type of thing. Um, it definitely fits the bill for a Paramount Scares line and box set. And they do individual titles in the Paramount Scares line. They could easily just do this one like that, but I don't think it will sell. I don't think this film will sell on its own on 4K. I don't think it has the audience reception as other Paramount horror movies do. I think that the only way this would sell in a 4K restoration is inside of a box set. So that's why I say this would be a good maybe substitute for that fifth movie if there's going to be a fifth movie kind of deal. I still like the four that I am running with, and that is these four here: Shutter Island, The Uninvited, Paranormal Activity 3, if I can get it shown. Yeah, Paranormal Activity 3, and The Ruin. Now there's one back here that I think they could and may do because it is in the Paramount Presents line, but it sold out, was very hard to find. Then they released it on its own, and it's sold out and gone all the time. All the time. They could throw Red Eye in there as a psychological thriller as well. Uh, like I said, this is a fun time. I really enjoy this one. They missed their opportunity by putting alternative slip art on this and giving us the artwork with the two of them on the front. But that's what the other slipcover looks like, the other edition, and it sold out as well. So they could throw Red Eye in there as a, hey, if you've missed Red Eye on the other two pressings and printings and releases that we've done, here's your other opportunity. So they could do that. So those would be my three like stand-ins, but I think they go with a 4 set, and hell, maybe they save these three for a Paramount Scares Volume 4. But I think we've got our box set built, you know? Let's go up here real quick and hit the chat. Yes, for the 4K lowdown. I dug his scoring method, but to be honest, I just don't look into movies nearly that deep sometimes to be able to score them like that. Just saw Basement Blues at Chick-fil-A, and yes, he had slipcovers on him. He keeps them in his trunk, man. He keeps them in his trunk. But if you see him at Chick-fil-A, that means you're close. I have to come find you. We must eat Chick-fil-A. No, I do like Chick-fil-A. That is some good shit. But I'm not that far from Tony. So if you're in that area, hit me up. Might be able to work something out. Right? It wouldn't surprise me if Tony was up there peddling slipcovers at Chick-fil-A. No. But I do like the fact that Tony has slipcovers and he's very sharing of them, because I've been able to clothe some of my favorite movies because of Tony. So that's been very nice of him. I do appreciate it. And Christy, I think he'll get nominated. Not always the hateful characters get nominated, but Finis movie Christy. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Schindler's List for right. Saw Basement Blues in public, right? He usually spends all of his time in the basement when he's not, buying movies in the store. But he was probably eating. He's probably taking a break from going from one store to the other store, so he probably was swinging in Chick-fil-A to get a bite to eat while he's movie hunting. Hey, what's up, Dave? How's it going, man? You was. Well, you wasn't that far from me. I was in Georgia yesterday, but I mean, I can sometimes, depending on where I'm standing at, I can throw a rock and it lands in Georgia. So, yeah, me and Tony ain't too far from each other. A couple hours or so, a few hours. Things that we could make happen. Hey, man, I'm doing well tonight. I hope you're doing well too. I seen that you messaged me on Insta, and I do apologize. I hit it, and then I was gonna message back, and I had a text from work, and it got lost in the mix. It's still at the very top of my messages list, but I hope you're doing well tonight. Coca-Cola product origin story would be cool. How they ascended and started, maybe change some aspects of it. I mean, they made the Cheetos movie. That was pretty good. So they've done a few biopics on like food companies and drink companies and stuff, and I always seem to have fun with them. They did the one. What was that one? Hot Ones or something? This past weekend, I saw a Springsteen movie on Friday. Um, what is today? Today's Wednesday. So this last weekend, let me see. Well, the last new movie I went to the theater to see was last Tuesday. I went and seen Tron Ares at the 40X RPX Regal Premium Experience Theater. They had like the butt kicker in the seat and the 3D glasses and the stadium seating and the works. That was awesome. I'm very excited for Tron Ares to come home. And I really hope, but am doubtful because that's just kind of how it is now, that Tron Ares comes home on a 3D Blu-ray disc, but I don't think it will happen. Would be nice. Would be nice. But this past weekend, what I did watch, and this might be a little controversial. Um, so I was watching Chucky movies for a live stream that I was supposed to be on Sunday, but I couldn't get my computer to boot the website to join the stream. And so I watched all the Chucky movies to make sure that my ranking was good and they're where I wanted them to kind of fit at in line. And it'd been, about a year or so since I watched Chucky last. Any chance to watch my to open up and watch my Arrow box set, the better. I'm always all about trying to pull those discs out and watch them as much as I can. Part of the ranking was to rank in the 2019 Child's Play remake, and that was the first time watch for me. I watched that on Saturday. Also, it was also part of my horror 31 day watch list, and I believe I had it on there as my slasher day. And I will say, I actually really dug it. Um, it would be rated higher if they didn't name it Chucky. It didn't really need to be Chucky. And if they didn't try to bite off the Chucky name just to sell it, I probably would have rated it just as high, if not maybe a little higher than Megan. And I'm a big fan of Megan as well. I just like dolls coming to life and killing people, I guess, because I like the Puppet Master movies as well. So that's a tidbit about me that maybe I haven't said on the channel before. Uh, um, but I actually enjoyed it. And I thought Mark Hamill was really awesome. I think Mark Hamill might be the only one that could pull off voicing a Chucky character other than Brad Dourif. I think he did pretty good. The doll was creepy as hell. But the movie was all right. I dug it a lot more than I thought I would. For being as big of a fan of the original series of Chucky as I am, I did dig the remake. Yeah, he has blessed quite a few of us with some very nice cardboard. Yeah, yeah. So I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. PG Operation. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd be down for it. Oh, is it showing? There it is. Right, yeah. I'd be down for that. That would be fun. Like a Clue movie, but Operation instead. I wish that I had mystery movies. I did find out that I have a Regal. Well, that's where I went and seen Tron was at the Regal. It's about 2 hours away from where I live. But I did find out that they do the $21 a month membership for all the movies you could see. So if I could make it out there like twice a month, it would maybe be worth it. And they also do the mystery movie night, and they do offer that to the Regal Club members. So I think I have to pay another price for that, but they offer it as an access thing or something. And that would be really cool to get to see like a mystery movie night. Oh, that's awesome. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that, guys. Cool, man. They're upgrading your IMAX to 70 millimeter and new seats. Yeah, see, my theaters are like so old school that what I have at home is almost better than what they offer at my theaters. But that's really cool. Like I said, I went to the RPX, which is like the Regal Premium experience, and it's like the extended screens and all that kind of stuff too. Yeah, see, I thought it was pretty decent as well. They just probably didn't need to call him Chucky. They could have called him something else, you know? Could have called him Tommy. I don't care. But just name him something a little bit different because he definitely wasn't Chucky. Yeah, see, mine probably won't be upgraded. They're like locally owned mom and pops. Yes, Mark Hamill is the Chucky in the remake, and he does a really good job. Medieval era, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be different. Yeah, see, I want to take my wife to see Wicked for Good on the 3D IMAX type screen as well. Uh, I am going to go not the exact day it comes out, only because it's too much. It's so much driving I got going on. Because I got a concert I'm going to next Wednesday. Wow, I'm only I'm only a week away. So in a week I'll be at a concert. Um, and then instead of going that Friday, I'm gonna wait till the next Tuesday and get like it's like the premium screen for the Tuesday sale price tickets. You guys know the discounts on Tuesdays. So we're gonna go see the idea is to go see Predator Badlands on the IMAX as well. King Chucky. Cool. I'll have to check it out. Oh, Scorsese biopic would be cool. For sure. For sure. All right, y'all. Well, I'm sorry about that little mishap where I had to leave there for a second. So, like I said, real quick, this was the box set we got there. That's the four movies that I'd want to put in there. Got a couple stand-ins. I was just more or less disappointed at the fact that we did not get a Paramount Stairs Volume 3 box set this year, and we really should have. We really should have. But it just kind of just goes to show that maybe the Volume 1 and Volume 2 didn't do for them what they wanted it to do for them, because they did not do a Volume 3 this year. And I was looking forward to it. I was really looking forward to it. And I think red, blue, or red, green, and then maybe a blue set would be great. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, everybody. Thanks for popping in here tonight. It was a lot of fun. I do appreciate everybody showing up and showing out. It is always a pleasure.
You got my money, motherfucker.
I always got to show that. It's like one of the only video clips I have on here. Oh, how about we put a pin in that one, Stacy, and maybe we'll leave that for another live stream. Maybe we'll do a Paramount Laughs box set. So, always good ideas for new streams and stuff. So I dig that. We'll go with that. Because I hadn't actually thought about that, but I'd have to kind of look through the Paramount catalog. Because to be honest with you guys, I looked through Paramount's catalog. I kind of dug through my movies a little bit. And I looked at some of my favorites overall to kind of figure out, what they would probably put in the box set. And I really did kind of put a little bit of thought into this. So I would want to put some thought into a Laughs box set as well. But I'm definitely thinking about that for Dang, that rain, guys. Sorry. I'll definitely think about that maybe for another live stream. So thanks for the idea, Stacy. I do dig that. Thank you, Corey. Thanks for popping in, my friend. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Johnny. Very kind words. Good night, Mom. Love you. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate the really nice words. I really do. Thank you so much. And Van Gogh, thanks for being here, my friend. And I appreciate those kind words. You guys all take care and have a nice night.